The story of cricket begins long ago in the fields of southern England. We think it started sometime in the 16th century. It was not a grand sport played by kings or nobles at first. Instead, it was a simple game enjoyed by children in rural communities. They likely used a stick for a bat and a small, hard object like a stone or a lump of wool for a ball. The target, or wicket, might have been a tree stump or the gate of a sheep pen. This simple pastime was a way for farming communities to relax and have fun after a long day of work in the fields. The name cricket itself has mysterious origins. Some historians believe it comes from the word critcher, an old Anglo-Saxon word for a staff or crutch, which looked like the early bats. Others suggest the name came from a Flemish word crick, meaning a stick. Whatever its exact origin, the game slowly grew beyond children's play. Adults began to take an interest, seeing it as a good way to spend their leisure time on Sundays. The open green spaces of the English countryside provided the perfect stage for these early, unorganized matches, laying the foundation for the sport we know today. In these very early days, the game was quite different. The bowling was done underarm, with the bowler rolling or skimming the ball along the ground towards the batsman. The bats were often shaped like hockey sticks, curved at the bottom to make it easier to hit a ball that was low to the ground. There were no official rules, so how the game was played could change from one village to another. It was a local affair, a source of village pride, with teams from neighbouring areas competing against each other for fun and bragging rights, not for money or fame. The first people to play cricket were ordinary working people. Shepherds, farmers and blacksmiths were among the earliest cricketers. They played on common land, the shared green spaces in the middle of their villages. It wasn't until the 17th century that the sport started to attract the attention of the upper classes. Wealthy landowners saw the game and began to organise matches, sometimes placing bets on the outcome. This involvement of the gentry was a crucial step. It brought money and organisation to cricket, starting its long journey from a simple country game to a structured professional sport. As cricket became more popular, especially among the wealthy, the need for a standard set of rules became very clear. Before the 18th century, rules were informal and often agreed upon just before a match began. This caused many arguments. To solve this problem, the first written articles of agreement appeared in 1727. Then, in 1744, the first official laws of cricket were written down. These laws established important basics, such as the size of the pitch, the height of the stumps, and how a batsman could be given out. This was a major turning point for the sport. One of the most significant changes in cricket's history was the style of bowling. The original underarm method, where the ball was rolled along the ground, slowly gave way to a new technique. Bowlers started to pitch the ball, making it bounce before it reached the batsman. This made batting much more difficult and the game more exciting. Later, in the early 19th century, round-arm bowling was introduced, where the bowler's arm was held out from the body. This led to even more changes, and eventually the overarm bowling we see today was legalised in 1864, completely changing the balance between bat and ball. The equipment used in cricket also evolved dramatically over the years. The early curved bats were designed for hitting a ball on the ground. As bowling styles changed and the ball began to bounce, the bat had to change too. By the late 18th century, the straight-bladed bat we are familiar with today started to appear. This new design allowed batsmen to play a wider range of strokes, both on the ground and in the air. The ball, once a simple lump of wool, became a carefully crafted object of cork, string and leather, standardised for fair competition. The creation of the Marylebone Cricket Club, or MCC, in 1787 was another vital moment. Based at Lord's Ground in London, the MCC quickly became the guardian of the sport's laws. It took responsibility for writing and updating the rules of cricket, a role it still holds today. The MCC's influence helped to standardise the game not just in England, but across the world. Having a single respected authority meant that everyone, everywhere could play by the same set of rules, which was essential for cricket to grow into an international sport. Cricket did not stay in England for long. As the British Empire expanded during the 18th and 19th centuries, the sport travelled with it. British soldiers, sailors, traders and administrators took their favourite game to the far corners of the globe. They played it in the heat of the West Indies, on the dusty grounds of India, and in the wide open spaces of Australia. For the British, playing cricket was a way to feel connected to home and to create a sense of community in a foreign land. It was a piece of England that they could carry with them wherever they went. The game was first introduced to the colonies as a pastime for the British elite. However, it soon caught the attention of the local populations. In countries like India and the West Indies, local people were initially employed as ground staff or to help with practice. They watched and learned the game, quickly developing their own skills and passion for it. Cricket began to cross social and racial divides. It became a sport where local players could compete against and sometimes defeat their colonial rulers. This gave the game a special significance beyond just being a sport. The first ever international cricket match was played not between England and a colony, but between the United States and Canada in 1844. This shows that the game's appeal had spread beyond the British Empire. However, the most important international rivalries developed between England and its colonies. The first official test match was played between England and Australia in 1877. This marked the beginning of the Ashes, one of the most famous rivalries in all of sport. These international contests helped to cement cricket's status as a global game, with each nation developing its own unique style. The spread of cricket was not just about playing the game, it was also about adopting its values. The British promoted cricket as a sport that taught fairness, discipline and teamwork, the ideals of a gentleman. While these ideas were sometimes used to reinforce colonial power, they were also embraced by the newly cricketing nations. Countries like Australia, India, South Africa and the West Indies made cricket their own. They adapted it to their cultures and used it as a way to express their national identity on a world stage, turning the empire's game into a sport for all. Today, cricket is a completely different spectacle from its humble origins. The game has evolved into three main formats, each offering a unique experience. Test cricket, the longest form, is still considered the ultimate challenge of a player's skill and endurance, lasting up to 5 days. One-day internationals, which became popular in the 1970s, provide a full day of excitement with a limited number of overs. The newest and fastest version, 2020, packs all the action into just a few hours, attracting a whole new generation of fans with its fast pace and big hits. The commercialization of cricket has transformed the sport into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Television rights, corporate sponsorships and player endorsements bring in huge amounts of money. The introduction of franchise T20 leagues, like the Indian Premier League, has created a global market for players. Top cricketers are now international celebrities who can earn millions of dollars. This has made cricket a viable and lucrative career path for talented athletes around the world, something the early players in English villages could never have imagined. Technology has also had a massive impact on modern cricket. High-definition cameras capture every angle of the game, bringing fans closer to the action than ever before. Decision review systems using tools like Hawkeye ball tracking and hotspot thermal imaging help umpires make more accurate decisions. This technology has reduced controversies and made the game fairer. Furthermore, social media and streaming platforms allow fans to follow their favourite teams and players instantly, connecting a global community of cricket lovers in real time and making the sport more accessible to everyone. From a simple pastime played in the fields of England, cricket has become one of the most popular sports in the world. It is followed passionately by billions of people, particularly in South Asia, Australia and the Caribbean. The Cricket World Cup is a major global event that captures the attention of nations. The game continues to grow, with efforts to introduce it to new countries like the United States and China. Cricket's journey from a rural English game to a modern global spectacle is a testament to its enduring appeal and its remarkable ability to adapt and change with the times.